So in theaters I was a little annoyed that they magically appeared outside the chopper when they weren't supposed to be able to use their powers, but it actually makes sense that once they open the door, which is when they lost their powers, she'd be able to make them invisible again, or Kirk would teleport them out.
Those with the greatest power, Earth will be yours.
Those with the greatest power, protect those without.
Standing up for the weak. W is for Wolverine. Yep. Oh, the classic love triangle back together again. But again, this brings up the question, creepy or sweet? She's 20, I guess it's not. You know what, let's just win the iconic Weapon X headgear.
1, 3, 1, 2.
Counting win. Redecorating.
DC, were you scared? No.
Mystique rarely gets to be a leader, and she displays that very well with her dismissiveness, so turning it around and starting to help these kids is a nice arc for her. Whoa, did she just materialize from the lightning bolt? And even more credit to Olivia M. She does all her own stunts, so another win for her and her whip. More like X-Children than X-Men, am I right? Coolest teleport I've seen yet. Saving your friends. I don't blame them for giving Fast Spender these scenes over and over. The man is amazing. Oh, that's brutal.
Thank you for letting me in.
Best callback ever. Finally, we get the humongous apocalypse from the comics. Heck yeah, I'll never get tired of Magneto choosing the good side.
You will never win.
And why is that? Because you are alone.
See, even Charles knows teamwork is a win. What is there even to say? Just about melts my brain from so much magnificence. Such a satisfying payoff for Jean Grey. So much teamwork. Storm to the rescue. If that isn't a Dark Phoenix screech, an expression, Phoenix Force, making memories, or remaking memories. I'd cry too if I couldn't remember the events of First Class. Love that movie. Yes, that's a win for this movie. X-Men Apocalypse, I don't care what you say. Team building exercise, eh?
I feel a great swell of pity for the poor soul that comes to my school looking for trouble.
X2 callback, and a closing of the story these two have shared from their first meeting in First Class in a more similar place, and they usually end. They've both come from extremes to meet somewhere in the middle. Humans are alright, but let's build a team to defend ourselves, and Eric has decided to not end all humanity. Mr. Sinister does this mean Cable, and Deadpool might appear in Logan. Everyone's giving Singer a hard time over this film, and while I hate to constantly be pointing my finger at the studios, I love pointing my finger at the studios. It's very clear that Jennifer Lawrence was forced onto Singer in Kinberg, because of her star power. Not that I have anything against her, but a lot of the fans are tired of her mystique being a central character, and this film pretty much closed out her arc that she started in First Class, going from a loner being pulled in different directions by Eric and Charles, straight up anti-hero in Days of Future Past, then continuing her rescue outings in the beginning of this film to being one of the leaders of the real X-Men, and a major part of the reason they formed, letting go of her solo ways and joining a team, and this may be Jennifer Lawrence's best performance out of the three. I don't hate her, and I think Singer used her perfectly. We live in a world of cinematic universes that are tighter than the comics they're based on. Fox still doesn't seem to care in favor of reintroducing popular characters. They follow continuity. Storm loses her accent in 10 years, and Xavier is going to age 50 years in the next 15, or why Fox really seems to hate Angel. They just won't leave that character alone. Days of Future Past corrected some of the issues, but lots of them are still there. Ultimately, I'm willing to accept the lack of aging as easily as I do with The Simpsons, or really any comic book character for that matter. They're going to use the same actors. They're not going to put them in old makeup the entire film, because that's ridiculous. Other than time travel, which would have thoroughly upset everyone, what option do they have? It's such a minor nitpick. I can't believe it gets written about over and over. Hold on, while they still honored his Catholic background, and Alexander Shipp is going to make an excellent Storm going forward. And even though the Eric Charles love story took a backseat to Apocalypse's intro, and Jean's struggles, the emotional center of this film is still their age-old conflict. I can't decide if the Quicksilver extraction scene or the Phoenix scene is better? But the Phoenix scene opens up a road to a story that we all want to see done justice. Finally,
Is revealed.
that line from Apocalypse is acceptance of what he considers to be a more powerful god than himself, and he sees the true Dark Phoenix, or at least the Phoenix Force, and he realizes in that moment that the Earth, and maybe beyond, will be manned, so the worst apocalypse could still be to come. If you like this video, click the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and turn your notifications on so you never miss any videos from my channel. I'll see you lads in the next one.